What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Handmade and Beyond podcast. I'm your host, LL, leader of the handmadeandbeyond.com website and community. I'm a self-employed entrepreneur, an Etsy expert, and business coach who's figured out how to make my entire living with my handmade business. Each week, I'll dive into strategies and success tips to help you with your handmade business, with Etsy, and everything in between. Let's dive in. All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Handmade and Beyond podcast. Glad to be back with you guys as usual. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well and staying warm. I mentioned that just because this morning I woke up and it was in the 40s, which is not what I signed up for. Being a Florida resident, I do not want to see 40-degree temperatures. I'm fine with 60 degrees, 50 degrees, no. 60 degrees is okay, but I prefer it to be 70 and above. And even I don't mind sometimes the stifling hot days are better to me than a cold day. But I hate cold weather, and it's not for me. And Floridians are pretty much babies anyways when it comes to cold. So it gets into the 50s and people are breaking out the boots, the beanies, the big winter coats, the stuff that they never get to wear. So we are a bunch of babies down here. But anyways, hopefully the rest of you guys are staying warm as well. A lot of the country this week is very, very cold. So I can't really complain. 40s is better than 20s and 10s. So depending on where you're at, I am sorry. I feel bad for you. So I got a good episode for you guys today. And this one is related to reviews. And I know Etsy reviews are super important. If you don't know that is true. You want good, solid Etsy reviews, 5 stars. But it's even more important, it's especially important when you are a new shop owner, because review scores play into SEO. Etsy wants to send traffic to people that are getting high reviews. They want that customer satisfaction. They want to send buyers to shops where they know they're going to get a good customer experience. So that's why it's really important, especially early on when you don't have a lot of reviews, to get more reviews and get good reviews, because it will help your SEO. As your shop grows and you get a couple hundred reviews, a couple of thousand reviews, they are still important, but it's a lot easier to average out if you so happen to get a bad review. Whereas early on, if you have 5 reviews and one of them's bad, that's not a good average. If you have 1,000 reviews and one's bad, you can still easily maintain that 5-star. Reviews are still important even as you grow and get more reviews. If you have a couple of thousand, if you still get a couple of bad reviews in a row in a certain period of time, that could still flag Etsy and you could get your shop suspended, even closed, if you continue to get bad reviews. So that's one way that they protect their community. They protect their buyers, just to make sure that you are still maintaining a high quality, a high customer satisfaction rate. That is the easiest way to do that. Not to mention, it just makes your shop look better. Everyone looks at reviews for everything. So you always want to make sure that you're getting good reviews. So an easy way to do that, well, let me digress, or I digress. I don't digress. Let me go backwards. So usually the way that I coach, especially early on, one thing that you guys can do for newer shops is reach out after an item has been delivered. Reach out and ask the buyer if they're happy with their purchase. You see that the item is delivered. Hopefully you're happy with it. Please let me know if there's any issues. If not, I'd really appreciate if you would take the time to leave a review. It would really help my shop. So you're giving them really good customer service, but you're also prompting them to leave a review. So that's an easy way to get more reviews, especially early on. Now, if you're getting a lot of sales, that's harder to do that. It's harder to manage. It's very time consuming, but I always coach to that early on to do that, because it's not easily scalable, but early on your reviews are so important that it's a good thing to take the time to do that. Well, now my friends at Alora have made it even easier for you guys to be able to do that, whether you get a ton of sales or not. They released a review tool that it's basically a dashboard that enables you guys to manage sending out emails or messages to people that have bought and be able to message them easily and be able to ask them, make sure everything's okay, but then ask them to leave a review. So it is a great tool. And that's really what I want to dive into today because it's pretty new. They just released it. And I love working with Alora because they are focused on releasing actionable things that will actually change your shop's momentum and improve your shop. And that's what I love about the tools that they release and the resources that they release. They're all based on the Etsy handbook, and they're based on actual things that you can easily manage and easily see and easily do to improve your shop. And this is just another tool that's in that's taking a step in that direction. That's what I really like about it. So if you're not watching this, I'll try to explain it. I'm going to dive into it and show you it, but I'll try to do a good job explaining it so you know what I'm talking about if you're just listening and not watching it, which is fine. And I'll include, wherever you're seeing this video, in the show notes or wherever you're watching it, I'll include a link to Alora so you can get your free trial of Alora and get access to test this tool out. But it's a really cool tool. So let's dive into that right now and I will explain it. So when you log into Alora, you want to go to on the left-hand side, you'll see a couple of resources there. It is the follow-up reminder resource that you want to dive into. And if your shop, you have to link your shop to Alora, but once it's linked up, it will import all of your listings and all of your data and everything like that. So that's where this comes from. It pulls in all of your recent sales and pulls in your review rate so you can see the percentage of reviews that people leave. So out of all the orders that you guys sell, what percentage of people leave reviews? So mine right now is at 14.18%. My review score, I averaged 4.9. So that's pretty good. I wish it was a 5, but I got 2 bad reviews lately, and one of them was kind of my fault, and one of them 100% was not my fault. But that is the way that it is. That's another podcast for you down the road where I'll talk about that. But it happens. You can't please everyone. You just do the best that you can to wow people. But some people are not going to be happy no matter what you do. And it has total reviews. I have 1,912, and then there's 518 reviews that are ready to go. So I can send follow-ups to ask for those reviews. So those stats are at the top of the dashboard based on my recent orders. I'm not sure if that goes back. I'm not sure if it goes back to a certain time period, because after a certain time, people can't leave a review. So I think that there is a cutoff there of how far back it goes back. I'm not sure of the exact time frame. I think it may be 3 months where people can't leave a review anymore. So I think they have it set up to where it cuts off at that time. So then below that dashboard of those stats, I love those stats because you can easily see if you make progress on those. So if your review rate's increasing and you're sending out these messages, you're making good, positive progress on this. So that's what I really like about it. You can easily manage and see if you're making progress. Below that, you'll see all of the follow-ups. These are all the list of people that have bought from you where they're eligible to send a follow-up. So you have a couple of options with this list. It's a whole list of all your orders and follow-ups. If you can see, if you scroll over to the right, there's a little drop down where it has mark as complete, mark as send now, ignore, copy message, or view order. So if you want to go into the details of it. But realistically, if you're just starting to manage this from day one, it is super simple. You can go in, and when you click, and this only pulls in people that haven't left a review yet. So you're not going to pull in anyone that's already left a review. So you're not going to duplicate and send a message to someone that already left a review, basically. So when you're ready to send a review to one of these people, which you should be if you're starting this from day one, you really don't have to mess around with mark as complete or ignore. You can go in here and click there's a little box circle that has a piece of paper and a pencil. You click that. And what that'll do is jump over immediately to that order within Etsy. And it copied
basically what it does is it copies the default message to the clipboard. So then when you go and paste it, it'll paste in a message. Basically, it says, and this is a default message. You can change these, but I think they did a pretty good job with the messaging. It says, "Hi, buyer's name, whatever it is. In this case, it's Kristen. I just wanted to reach out to you to make sure that your order arrives safely in Worcester," which it automatically puts in the name of the city. Uh, and that it met your expectations. I truly appreciate you choosing my store here on Etsy, and I hope you're 100% satisfied with your new purchase. Please don't hesitate to message me if you weren't. And then it says, I would be incredibly grateful if you took the time to leave me some feedback. You can leave a review here if you'd like, and there's a link to their purchases tab. And then it says, thank you so much in advance for taking the time to share your experience for being a customer. Have a great Tuesday. Kind regards. And then whatever the name of the owner is, it automatically has rules in there to put all that stuff in there. So that's what I like. So literally you would just go through and click that and send, click and send. Then it would automatically in the dashboard here, it automatically it would take this out of your queue because it knows that you already sent this. So a couple of things, if you scroll down, what has recent reviews, if you scroll, let me see here. Oh, I'm sorry, at the very top. So if you scroll down, it has more stats about your recent reviews, which is kind of cool, and the percentages. But at the top, there's a settings tab. And this is where you can edit your messaging that it sends. So for new customers, it is one message and it automatically will put in the first name, shipping city, day of the week. And then you would actually have to put your name at the bottom or your company's name at the bottom under kind regards. So you can edit that. And then repeat customers, excuse me, it is a similar message, but it's more geared toward them being a repeat customer. It says, I want to take a second to thank you for shopping with me again. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing an order from a repeat customer. I can't express how grateful I am every time. Reviews really help me out. So if you have a second to spare, I would be incredibly grateful if you took the time to give me a review. And then it has a link to the purchases tab. Thanks so much. If there's anything else I can do for you, please do not be shy. So it's geared toward repeat customers. So here's the one thing that you want to make sure to check if you get this is the schedule time. So you can schedule a message after the order is complete. So this is the number of days. So you want to base this on, because it doesn't know if the order was technically delivered or not. So that's the only thing. It can't see if it was delivered. So you may want to check and see if it's delivered. But if you schedule the time out and far enough, it's not going to matter. You can anticipate that all of your orders probably should have been delivered in that time frame. So if your processing time is 3 to 5 days, delivery is anywhere from 3 to 5 days. So that's 10 days, but that's 10 business days. I would probably bump this out to maybe 15 days. So you're giving yourself a 5-day buffer there. Where you're going to be safe. And then so basically how this works is it looks at your orders that come in, and then there's a counter that it shows, okay, it's been 15 days, and then it'll pop in your queue in this Allura queue showing you that it's time to send a message out. So that's what's really cool. It knows the time frame, and you can mess with that. If you really want to, you can double check the order has been delivered once you go over to the tab where it brings you when you're getting ready to send your message. But I think if you're using the schedule time appropriately, you probably shouldn't need to do that. You should know how long things take and just give yourself a buffer in there. And then it'll be a little bit easier once you initially get past sending out all these messages. Then you can manage it on a daily basis, and it's not going to be as much. Like me, I have a ton in there because I just launched it. So, it'll be hard to do 500 at once. But if I get caught up and then every day it's just going to be a couple, that's going to be a little bit easier to manage. So then you can just save your settings here and then you're good to go. You can adjust these messages at any time if you want to tweak them to your own language, your own flavor, anything else you want to put in there. But that's really the point, is you just want to make sure that everything's okay, provide that level of customer service, which customers would really appreciate. and then ask them to leave a review. Another thing to keep in mind is only send these messages once. Obviously, in this dashboard, it's only going to pop up for you to send it once. But don't keep sending messages hounding people for reviews. Just do it one time, because after that, it could be considered spam. And Etsy's pretty strict on that. So it's fine to send out one message, just making sure that their item has been delivered, they're happy. But then that is it. And now if they send you a message, you can obviously respond back. But don't keep sending the message like, hey, you haven't left a review yet. Hey, you haven't left a review yet. That that customers will not appreciate that. Etsy will not appreciate that. So make sure you don't hound them. You can't market to people outside of or within Etsy. You can't send them other deals and market to them. That's against Etsy's policy. So you can only communicate with them about their order, and then that is it. So if you guys want the Alora app, I would highly recommend it. I love the action items that they provide, the resources that they provide to be able to take action to really make progress in your shop. So they have a couple of tools now. They have the review tool. They have the keyword tool, which I love. They have the shop score tool, which gives you action items where you can the listing scorecard, where you can fix listings based on the recommendations that they got specifically from the Etsy handbook. So that tool is pretty good, really simple, really easy to use, super clean. And that's probably what I like the best about it. And that's why I support it, just because of how clean and easy to use it is, and simple that it is. And I love it for my own Etsy shop. I wouldn't talk about it if I didn't love it. So I'll include the link below to that if you guys want to check it out. I would highly recommend using it, especially for keywords, especially for getting more reviews. And they're always releasing new stuff. So I will be back, I'm sure, to tell you about other things that they release in the future. But until next week, happy selling. Hopefully you guys got a little bit out of this and you can take action and get some more reviews, especially if you're a new shop. Don't wait. Work on getting more reviews. It will 100% help you down the road, help you grow faster, help your SEO, and just help the overall perception of your shop. A lot of 5-star reviews look really good and build a lot of confidence. But until next week, guys, have an awesome rest of your day and happy selling.